footballers of any level, as soon as they get the ball, they're looking for a safe pass,
Yeah.
sideways or backwards. You can get some players who are very good at picking out, a runner, someone who's running into a good position.
Yeah.
And we've got one or two players like that. For example, Adam Walton is very good at passing, creative passes, particularly. But Jordan Ayew, he had the confidence to not just hold the ball up. He didn't try and pass it off as soon as he got it, but he could actually tackle. He could dribble with it. He had the confidence to run with the ball, and beat two or three people. So I think he was a very good player for Palace to have had the benefits of. I don't know, for the last, we bought him originally from Swansea
Yeah.
some years ago now, where he played with his brother, who may still be at Swansea, I'm not sure. But Jordan has been excellent. He scored quite a few good goals. But as I say, he was a player who kept the ball. He didn't instantly try and release it and pass it to someone who was under pressure or already marked.
Yeah.
He was a very good player to have. So, yeah, I'm a bit sad that he's gone. And it's not okay. I don't hold so much, not so much of a problem with that sale as, say, Anderson, who I think we should have showed ambition to keep. But then, what do I know about the inner workings of these things or the finances? And of course, it looks like Palace may also lose Mark Gay, who played for England in the Euros.
Oh,
Very
yeah, I
good
remember
central
that.
defender,
Yeah, I
very good
remember
player.
Gary. Yeah.
And Newcastle wants him, and they've already made, I think, two or three bids. They started off at about 50 or 55 million, it went to 60. And from what I read the other day, it suggested that they've now increased it to 70 million or 65 with add-ons, as they say, of another five, so 70 million. And that Palace have accepted that. Now, I don't know whether that is the case. You read so many things. Sometimes they are true, sometimes they're not. But
Yeah.
I would be surprised if he doesn't go to Newcastle this week, in which case Palace need two central defenders. One we bought, Riyadh, um, in the game last night. He got an injury in the first 20 minutes or so. So if he's out for a few games or more, and we lose Gay, then we don't really have much by way of central defenders. And after the excellent last 6, 7 games Palace had last season under the new manager,
Yeah.
it's a shame that we've lost the first two games, league games, won the cup game last night, and Palace are away to Chelsea on Sunday. So that's not going to be easy against the Chelsea team that beat Wolves 6-2 the other day in the Premier League. So I'm hoping Palace can pick up hopefully at least a draw there, but we're not having the best start. And selling key members of the team is not necessarily the best thing to do. But it's early days, and hopefully things will pick up.
Yeah. Do you think it's got to do with finances? Because if they're selling key players like that, or is it just they just looking to re-energize re-energize the team? Is that what it is? Is it money or is it just
Yeah, it's a good question. I mean, I think with Anderson, I think money did come into it because he's got two
right?
years left on his contract. Now, obviously, when a player has a year or less, clubs tend to worry that when the contract expires, that player can walk away, so they
Right.
won't get any money back for him.
Yeah.
So there's often sales when a player has 1 or maybe 2 years left on the contract because Fulham, I think they paid 30 million
Right.
for Anderson, which is a lot of money. But in a year, 18 months time, they wouldn't pay that because they would know they could get him for free at the end of that season. So but then again, they've given him a 5-year contract at, as I say, 125,000 a week. So, and that is, 6.5 million a year, 5 years. So 6.5 million a year, 5 years. So he's scheduled to get about £30 million by going to Fulham. So it obviously suited him. I wouldn't think otherwise he would necessarily have wanted to leave Palace.
Yeah,
But these guys are setting themselves up, if they're not already set up for life financially and their families, that by taking these moves, that's exactly what they're doing. It's a different planet for these people. But good luck to him. He's had a good stint at Palace. So to answer your question, I think money definitely comes into it for clubs. Palace have been, I think, well run financially because Palace haven't overcommitted themselves. They've not, because if you take on new players, that's one thing. But if you then give them huge pay, salaries, so much a week, then that can come back and bite you at some future stage, especially if the player turns out not to be as good as you thought he may have been or whatever.
yeah,
So money is a key thing, and I do say that Palace are well run financially by the owners.
yeah,
Um, but it has also, if there's a downside to that, sometimes it feels that we won't kind of pay that little bit extra to get a particularly good player. There have been times we've gone for someone and perhaps underbid. I think one example was probably Conor Gallagher from Chelsea, who was with Palace for a year on loan and was very good. He was a good example to the team. He was energetic, and the crowd loved him. And at the end of that season, the fans said, "Oh, we want to buy him." And I think Chelsea were looking, I don't know, about 50 million. And I don't think Palace bid, if they did make a bid, of more than about 30. So that has sometimes happened. And of course, Gallagher's gone now, isn't he? Again, I'm trying to think where he's gone to. Do you know?
Conor
He
Gallagher.
has left. Conor Gallagher, he has left Chelsea, hasn't he?
Oh, I think I read about where he's gone.
Well,
Conor.
not to worry. That anyone listening probably knows where he's gone, but
Yeah,
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 he was one that got away from Palace, and
yeah.
that
Well,
he was good on his day.
yeah, he's not in any team in England. He's gone abroad.
As I think he has, isn't
He
he?
has gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
Oh,
has gone
I think
abroad.
it might be Atletico Madrid. Now I
I
think
think
about
so.
it.
Yeah, but yeah,
I
he's
think it
definitely
is.
gone
Yeah.
abroad. Yeah, he's no longer in the Premier League.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's something that is a bit of a mockery to the sports program, but I just found it funny. Kim Kardashian, she's been saying, and I'm going to use the word loitering around the players. Now her son has been one of the mascots of one of the games in, I think it was a Real Madrid game. Uh,
Yeah.
and I'm thinking that woman's got ulterior motive. I don't, I don't think she knows anything about football or interested in football.
No. No.
I think she's interested in the boys.
Well, she probably is. Yeah, I don't know much about the Kardashians except what you. I don't read the papers actually, so I can't even say I know from what I read in the papers. But yeah, I don't get the impression she will be a football fan at all.
I
So
don't,
there must be ulterior motives there,
yeah, I
perhaps.
think, yeah. So in all the sports news that I've been reading this week, I've been seeing her face, and I keep mistaking it for what's that one that was dating this Formula One driver, Nicole Swazinger,
Oh yeah,
the singer,
yeah,
and I've been mistaking
yeah.
her
It's
for the singer, and I keep
difficult
thinking, who's
surname.
this
Yeah,
girl? Who's this girl? And it dawned on me, it was Kim Kardashian.
yeah.
And she's been hanging around Jude Bellingham. Now, one of my friends has a huge crush on Jude Bellingham, and I don't think she's gonna like this. She's not gonna like this at all, Trevor. What do we do
Kim
about it?
Kardashian.
Yeah, hanging around, hanging around her crush. Anyway, so back to the real football news, or the
Yeah.
real football program.